The eyes of the nation on Tampa today, with President Obama addressing the growing threat of ISIS just moments after getting the latest developments from the U.S. Central Command.
That's right. We're taking action for you with complete team coverage of his visit, from his remarks to whether we'll eventually see the so-called boots on the ground. We'll start with our Chris Treichman, who was in the room for every word of the president's comments. Chris?
Well, the quick answer from the president to that question is no. No combat troops on the ground in Iraq. Now, here at the base, the president met behind closed doors with top officials from Central Command. This base was on lockdown for much of the day, as were roads leading into the base and the surrounding neighborhoods. Now, after those meetings with officials, he then told a crowd of more than 1,000 here at MacDill that their role in fighting ISIS and the terrorists is more important than ever.
This is not and will not be America's fight alone.
President Obama used the backdrop of Central Command at MacDill Air Force Base to reaffirm his plan to avoid what he called some of the toughest years for the military since 9/11.
As your commander-in-chief, I will not commit you and the rest of our armed forces to fighting another ground war in Iraq.
As airmen and women from MacDill watched the speech, the president complimented their service, but emphasized that their role is far from finished, as the U.S. will provide training and assistance to Iraqi troops already on the ground.
We cannot do for the Iraqis what they must do for themselves.
While Mr. Obama promised no troop deployments to Iraq, one serviceman says he's ready to go if the president changes his mind.
And you know, it's a tough job for the family, and I thank God for my spouse and other spouses, but it's an honor to wear the uniform.
And coming up at 6 o'clock, we will hear from a serviceman here at MacDill who was very touched by the president, giving credit to those in the armed services who have fallen in the line of duty. Now, from a historical perspective, a lot of people were impressed by the president's visit, especially considering that this was the first time he's come to MacDill since he took office. We're live in Tampa. Chris Treichman, ABC Action News.